Yo, you seeing this? 5 billion clams. That ain't chump change, even for a company that could buy a small country. So what kind of crib does 5 billion bucks get you in Cupertino, California? Hold on to your iPhones, folks, because we're about to dive deep into Apple Park, the mothership of all things Apple. Now, some say it looks like a giant spaceship landed in suburbia. Others, well, let's just say they got opinions. But love it or hate it, you gotta admit, this place screams Apple. From the minimalist design to the tech that'll make your jaw drop, this ain't your average office building. Stick around, because we're about to uncover the secrets of Apple Park. You need to hear this if you're a tech enthusiast. Welcome back to the TechSphere channel. It's massive. They don't call it a campus for nothing. This place is like its own little city. And get this, it's powered by 100% renewable energy. Yeah, you heard that right. Apple ain't just about sleek gadgets, they care about Mother Earth too. Or at least they got the cash to pretend they do. Now, those curved glass panels ain't just for show. They're specially designed to regulate the temperature inside, so no more freezing your butt off in the summer or turning into a puddle of sweat in the winter. And the whole place is built with sustainability in mind. Recycled materials, rainwater harvesting, you name it, they got it. What's it like to actually work in this futuristic fortress of tech? Well, imagine a playground for grown-up tech geniuses. They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, this apple built a whole damn hospital. Alright, not really, but this place does have its own freaking medical center. Forget waiting in line for hours. These employees got doctors on speed dial. And that's just the beginning. We're talking gourmet cafeterias serving up food that'd make a Michelin-starred chef jealous. Fitness centers that'd put your local gym to shame. And get this, a theater where they unveil all the new Apple products. Can you imagine? Front row seats to the next iPhone launch. But it ain't all fun and games, folks. This is Apple we're talking about, one of the most secretive companies on the planet. What goes on inside those walls stays inside those walls. Stick around as we delve deeper into the heart of Apple Park and uncover the secrets behind those sleek glass walls. Alright, so picture this. You're cruising down Interstate 280 in Cupertino, California, and bam! This massive, shimmering donut rises up out of nowhere. That, my friends, is Apple Park, a monument to minimalist design and, well, having more money than God. Now, Steve Jobs, the man behind the madness, he wanted this place to feel like a nature sanctuary, not some concrete jungle. So, they planted over 9,000 trees. We talking oaks, redwoods, even apricot orchards, and get this, they even got their own freaking pond. Not just any pond, mind you, a massive man-made reservoir designed to collect rainwater. That's for keeping those trees happy, and I guess for when Tim Cook wants to go for a little paddle boat ride. Now, this ain't your grandpappy's office building. This place is so high-tech it makes the Jetsons' crib look like the Flintstones. Those curved glass panels you see? Custom-made, imported from Germany. They say each one costs more than a brand new BMW. And check this out, the whole building is designed to breathe. Yeah, you heard that right. It's got these automatic vents that open and close depending on the weather, so you never need to blast the AC or heat. Talk about saving on your Con Edison bill, huh? But the real showstopper? The roof. It's covered in solar panels, enough to generate 17 megawatts of power. I guess when you're selling iPhones like hotcakes, you can afford to go green. Now I know what you're thinking. All this eco-friendly stuff is great. But what about the tech? Where did the magic happen? Don't you worry your pretty little heads, folks. We're getting there. But first, let me just say, Apple knows how to make an entrance. Forget security checkpoints and metal detectors. You walk into this place through a giant 4-story glass atrium. It's like stepping into a futuristic greenhouse, only instead of ferns and flowers, they got rows and rows of Apple geniuses working on the next big thing. They say Steve Jobs wanted the building to foster collaboration, so he designed it with these open workspaces and communal areas. Here, everyone's on a level playing field. So I managed to sneak away from the Apple PR folks for a minute, and let me tell you, this place is huge. I've been walking for like an hour and I still haven't found the cafeteria. I'm starting to think they put me in a maze on purpose. Maybe they're testing out a new Apple Maps feature? Find the hungry tourist. Oh, speak of the devil. Would you look at that? It's the Steve Jobs Theater. This is where they unveil all the new Apple gadgets. Maybe I can sneak in and get a sneak peek at the next iPhone. Stay tuned, folks. This could get interesting. All right, folks, don't tell Tim Cook, but I may have misplaced my tour guide. Lucky for you, it means we get to explore the good stuff. They say curiosity killed the cat, but hey, at least it died with a sleek aluminum design, right? Whoa, jackpot. Check this out. It's like stepping into a Bond villain's lair. I can't show you too much, but let's just say the rumors about Apple Car are true. And the stuff they're working on with augmented reality, mind-blowing. I tried to get my hands on a prototype, but these Apple security guards are like ninjas. Seriously, one minute they were there, the next, poof, gone. They say knowledge is power, but in Apple Park, secrecy is king. I'm keeping my mouth shut and my eyes peeled, folks. Alright, all this spy stuff is working up an appetite. Good thing Apple's got like a zillion cafeterias, each one fancier than the last. Forget your sad desk lunch, these guys are chowing down on organic quinoa salads and grass-fed beef burgers. And the coffee? Let's just say Starbucks is shaking in their boots. They say a happy worker is a productive worker, and Apple takes that to a whole new level. We're talking on-site gyms, yoga studios, even a freaking rock-climbing wall. They probably got a nap pod somewhere in here too, for when you gotta recharge your human battery. Seriously, who needs a paycheck when you can just live here? Now, I've seen some fancy offices in my day, but this is something else. We're talking designer furniture, custom lighting, even the air freshener probably costs more than my rent. They say Steve Jobs was obsessed with design, and it shows. Everything here is meticulously crafted, from the curve of a chair to the placement of a plant. It's like walking through a museum, only instead of ancient artifacts, they got the latest and greatest tech. And the artwork. We're not talking some generic prints from IKEA here. Standing here, in the heart of Apple Park, you can really feel Steve Jobs' presence. His vision is everywhere, from the minimalist design to the relentless pursuit of innovation. It's inspiring, sure, but also kinda intimidating. I mean, can you imagine working here knowing that the ghost of Steve Jobs is probably watching your every move? I bet he's up there in tech heaven right now, judging my every word. Too much humor, not enough technical jargon, but hey, maybe that's the point. Maybe Apple Park is more than just a building. Maybe it's a reminder that anything is possible if you're crazy enough to dream it. All right, folks, let's talk employee perks. Forget your casual Fridays and company picnics. Apple's got perks that'll make your head spin. Case in point, this on-site spa. I'm talking aromatherapy massages, hot stone treatments. They probably got a guy who'll exfoliate your chakras with Himalayan sea salt. And get this, they got their own Apple store right here on campus. But hold on, it gets better. Employees get insane discounts on all the latest gadgets. We're talking iPhones for days, Apple Watches practically given away. They probably hand out MacBooks like party favors. Oh, and did I mention the childcare? They got a whole freaking daycare center. Now, with all these amazing perks, you might be thinking, sign me up, where do I apply? But hold your horses, folks, this Apple paradise comes at a price. See, when your office is basically a luxury resort, it's easy to blur the lines between work and life. You got gourmet meals, state-of-the-art gyms, even a freaking bar. It's like living on a cruise ship, except the only destination is the next product launch. Some folks, they thrive in this kind of environment. They eat, sleep, and breathe Apple. But others, they start to feel trapped, like they're living in a gilded cage. Now, I ain't saying Apple's a cult, but they do have a way of getting under your skin. It's like that sleek design, the intuitive interface, it just sucks you in. Next thing you know, you're wearing Apple Watches on both wrists, you're using Apple Pay to buy groceries, and you're even considering buying an Apple-branded toothbrush. And the secrecy. It's like everyone here is sworn to secrecy, like they're part of some secret society. Well, folks, that's a wrap on our tour of Apple Park. As I step back into the real world, I gotta say, it's a lot to process. On the one hand, you gotta admire Apple's ambition, their relentless pursuit of innovation, their ability to create a workplace that's the envy of the world. But on the other hand, you gotta wonder, at what cost? Is all this luxury, all this technology, all this secrecy, is it really worth sacrificing your freedom, your privacy, maybe even your soul? It's a question we all gotta ask ourselves in this age of tech giants and corporate overlords. Right now, I'm just gonna go grab a slice of pizza and try to remember what it's like to live in a world where not everything is made by Apple. So, we've seen the inside of Apple Park, but what about the outside? What's it like living in the shadow of this tech giant? Well, let me tell you, Cupertino ain't your average sleepy suburb anymore. Since Apple Park opened up, this place has been booming. Property values have skyrocketed, new businesses are popping up left and right, and the streets are packed with Teslas and BMWs. It's like Silicon Valley threw up a bunch of money and Cupertino decided to build a theme park around it. Now you'd think the locals would be thrilled, right? I mean, who wouldn't want a piece of that apple pie? But it ain't all sunshine and roses, folks. Some folks, they feel like they're getting priced out of their own town. You gotta remember, Cupertino used to be all about orchards and farmland. It was quiet, peaceful, the kind of place where you could leave your doors unlocked at night. But those days are long gone, folks. Silicon Valley has a way of changing things. It's like that friend who comes to stay for the weekend and ends up moving in, taking over your couch, eating all your food, and then buying your house when you can't afford the rent anymore. And it ain't just about housing prices and traffic jams, folks. When you got a company as big as Apple moving in, they don't just build a building, they build a whole ecosystem around it. We're talking new roads, new schools, new everything. And guess who gets to foot the bill? That's right, the taxpayers. So the question is, who really benefits from all this progress? Is it the residents of Cupertino, or is it the tech giants who are calling the shots? So what's the takeaway from all of this? Is Apple Park a glimpse into the future of work, or a cautionary tale about the dangers of corporate excess? One thing's for sure, folks. The lines between our work lives and our personal lives are getting blurrier by the day. And as technology continues to advance at breakneck speed, we're going to have to ask ourselves some tough questions about what we're willing to sacrifice in the name of progress. Will we end up living in a world where everything is controlled by tech giants, where our every move is tracked, where we're constantly bombarded with ads for the latest gadgets? Or will we find a way to harness the power of technology while still preserving our humanity, our privacy, and our connection to the real world? Only time will tell, folks, but one thing's for sure, it's going to be one heck of a ride. So, we've explored the ins and outs of Apple Park, this $5 billion testament to tech, design, and, well, having more money than you can shake a stick at. But what's the takeaway, you ask? What wisdom can we glean from this cathedral of capitalism? Well, for starters, we learned that even in the digital age, we still crave connection, community, a sense of belonging. Apple gets that. Heck, they built a freaking spaceship to prove it. They understand that a workplace ain't just about cranking out code and meeting deadlines, it's about fostering creativity, collaboration, and maybe even a little bit of fun. But we also learned that progress ain't always pretty. For every shiny new iPhone, there's a cost. Sometimes it's measured in dollars and cents, other times in traffic jams and sky-high rents. And sometimes the price of progress is a little piece of ourselves, our privacy, our freedom, our ability to disconnect from the digital world and just be present in the moment. So where do we go from here? Is Apple Park a glimpse into a utopian future where work and life blend seamlessly into one glorious, tech-fueled experience? Or is it a cautionary tale about the dangers of corporate overreach, a gilded cage where even the free snacks can't mask the bars? Honestly, folks, I don't have all the answers, but I do know this. Technology is evolving faster than we can keep up. And it's up to us, the users, the consumers, the citizens of this brave new world, to decide how we want to shape that future. Do we want to live in a world where every aspect of our lives is optimized for efficiency, convenience, and profit? Or do we want to create a future where technology serves humanity, not the other way around? It's a question worth pondering, folks, even if the answer is as elusive as the next iPhone release date. This is the TechSphere channel, signing off. And remember, folks, stay curious, stay informed, and whatever you do, don't forget to like and subscribe.